Oh yeah, guys, welcome back to the Fast Lane Lifestyle with, a
Alyshia
beautiful wife.
Powell.
Yeah, man, and Asafa Powell. And our beautiful, wonderful guest today.
Leisa Washington.
Yeah, man.
Woo!
And Lisa,
Managing partner
yeah,
at
Lisa is
Title
very special
League.
to us,
Yes,
Let
yes.
me drink some soda.
Oh,
Drink some soda
the
to that.
soda spilt. He must be nervous.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
No,
So,
he's fine.
Lisa reached out to us, to, create this platform to to reach a lot of people at our lives, and to share our story.
Yeah.
So our stories, share
Our truths,
You
the
know.
good times, the bad times, and
Yeah.
all in all, hoping that along the way we can get to inspire younger generation and anyone listening, because life does happen, life is harsh, we all go through it. So
yeah, definitely meeting Lisa, it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. She's really, a wonderful person, very welcoming, very kind.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Educated.
she encouraged us a
Boss
lot.
lady.
Yeah, man. She
Boss lady. I'm like,
encouraged us
I
a lot,
want to role model. I want to be like her. Boss lady.
So yeah, man.
Round of
Lisa,
applause.
Thank you.
What's up?
Yay.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being a part of our family. And,
Yes, it's a pleasure.
How did you find us?
You guys were amazing. Nothing that I expected, actually. When I watched the vlogs throughout COVID, I sort of was like, Alicia's a little bit cranky. She's not as nice, but she was pregnant, and all types of things go through your mind when you're watching individuals, right? You become very judgmental,
Right.
because you're not in their space, you're not around them. And it was okay because I was in my own space and I was free to judge and sort of kind of figure out who you were. And of course, I know Mr. Powell, Asafa Powell, sub 10, track and field. But of course, who's his wife? She's a model. She's Canadian. I was like, this is great. And you guys are fantastic. You guys are just as kind and just as educated and just as loving and just as special to Title League and myself. And so
Thank you.
It's an honor and a privilege to work with you guys and bring stories to life that change lives.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're very appreciative of this platform because honestly, to me, I'm like, I love the podcast platform a lot more than the vlogs because you really get to know me a lot more than just watching me on a vlog on a bad day.
Right.
Or like being pregnant and then you formed your narrative of me because I was pregnant and really not in the mood to be on video. And I did tell him, I was like, Saf, I don't want to be on camera. Please get it out of my face. But I allowed him because he was going through the phase of, are we retiring? Am I not? What's going on? So I think the vlogging was like another escape for him.
Yes.
So I just allowed him to, even when I just was in the mood. So I know sometimes I'll see people say that, oh, she doesn't seem into it. I have a lot going on in a day.
Absolutely. I wish people could see you outside of the cameras.
Yes.
Outside of your show, Fast Lane Lifestyle, outside of vlogging.
Yes.
Because it's go, 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 go. You have two high energy boys with zero balance, right? One's not, really quiet. Huh?
2 or 3.
3. I changed that. 3. And they require a lot from you. I saw it this morning. I saw it before when we first met you. I see it every single time that I'm with you guys. And so, everyone knows that being a parent, it's not perfect. There's no manual. Here's the beautiful thing about both of you, the Powells, is that you don't stage things. People aren't showing up at your home because you're doing a vlog or you're recording. It's all organic.
Yes.
I flew in, I'm here for vacation, came to see our number, one, you're our number one client internationally.
Amazing.
And through the islands, right? And so, and our first. And of course, we are looking to have more clients here on the island because we want to tell the story from Jamaica.
Right.
Right. And having 2 parents my late father and my mother, born and raised in Jamaica, it's important to hear from the voices of the island, right? Of the concrete and the crevices.
We're in Jamaica.
My father was born in St. Elizabeth, and my mother Spanish Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
nice.
they're quite far apart.
Yes. I don't know how they got together.
Right.
I don't know what they were doing back then, but
yeah.
it happened. And
Steph
here
was
I
not gonna make the donkey joke.
Yes, yes. My sisters.
No,
and,
I know Leisa didn't ride on any donkeys.
I would hope not.
She did not ride on any donkeys.
I would hope not.
Right. So your family's still here and everything.
Sure, I've got family here. And so, of course, my fiance's family's here.
Right.
Big part of that. Why I said, you know what, I can ingrain myself back into Jamaica through Title League and, of course, personally, as you guys know.
Yes.
And my mother's aunts and so forth have passed away, but my uncle, they have a family home out here in Kingston, 8 or 6 that I've stayed at that I really, really love as well. And so my cousin was here before. Brittany, she was doing here, but she's now back in America.
Okay. So how do you how are you finding it now that you're back and you know?
You find Jamaica?
Yeah.
Or you find in Jamaica.
Right. How are you finding it?
You know?
So you know what? I had a tainted view before this.
Right.
Because I'd always just come and go to the resort. Right.
Okay.
My kids are now 28 and 24, but Jamaica was a part of our vacation year after year after year. But we'd get off the bus, go to the back of the hotel, get on a tourist bus, and get to the resort.
Right.
And never come off.
Right.
Being here now and being out and about, it's a little bit different. And so, you know, you see a lot. I know a lot now. You know, customer service.
Right.
What does that look like for Jamaica? You know, the friendliness.
Right.
Not everybody's friendly here.
You
You know, the customer service. It's so funny because I've got prominent friends in the music industry, in the NBA. And so a lot of individuals talk about the customer service here.
Yes.
And what does that look like? And what does it feel like? And so now that I'm here, I experience it. Right. And it's not always pleasant in some places and spaces. And so all in all, I love the island. I love the people. I love the culture. Jamaica's culture is number one in the world to me. It's a vibe. It definitely is a vibe. And so, but do I believe that Jamaica, like anywhere else in the world, has work to do? Yes, absolutely. But do I want it more so here than anywhere else in the world? Yes,
of course,
because it's home.
Yeah,
it's home, right? And when I talk about Jamaica and I talk my patois, because I can do it.
Let's hear something. Let's hear it.
Let's
Let's hear
go
it.
already. Everything plug in, nothing no plug out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You already know, right? So it's a little bit of that.
Alyshia need to do some practicing.
Oh gosh, mine's horrible.
Yeah, no. You know what? My older sister Annette was born and raised in Jamaica. And so hearing her speak and my mother and my father speak, you kind of pick it up. Right? Because Sunday dinner is rice and peas and stewed chicken and the patois. You could become accustomed to it. And then you're like, why wasn't I born in Jamaica? I want that. I want it naturally. I don't want to sound like a foreigner trying to speak Jamaican. Right? I want it. But I'm proud to have the Jamaican heritage. I'm proud to say that Jamaica's home.
Yes.
You know, and we as human beings, that is, we want our culture and our heritage to be top tier.
Right, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Top tier.
It's human nature. Wherever you're from, you rep that hard and you want the best for the country. Like worldwide, if something needs to be fixed, you're going to address it.
Absolutely.
I always think as humans, as Black people, we always as a whole can do so much more to improve. I mean, you know, sometimes the odds are stacked up against us. So
That's right.
I don't like to see us fighting against each other when the world is fighting against us. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jamaica is, you know, we're very mixed up in a sense where you might go one spot, you might find somebody giving you a stink face.
Right.
And you go
Right.
somewhere
Right.
else, you find somebody else that's just bubbly and giving you a good vibe.
Right.
So it's just where you go.
Right.
I mean, in the hotels, you won't ever you all get smiley face all the time.
That's right. That's
People
right.
are very, welcoming at the hotel, the train to be that way, But I would say,
Some places,
some
some
places,
people.
I don't know what to blame it on. A lot would say maybe. I mean,
Maybe better pay.
maybe if
Yes.
the pay, they're not getting great pays.
Correct.
So
Maybe treating their employees, maybe
That's right.
benefits.
That's right. That's the owners, right?
Right.
That's the
Mhm.
government,
be
so to
mad at the
speak.
owners.
That's well, sure. I mean, you have foreigners coming to the
Mhm.
island,
Right.
and taking over the wealth of the island,
Mhm.
Right.
right? They're generating income.
Yes.
They're living lavish lifestyles,
Mhm.
and yet you have workers who are coming and working and going back home,
Mhm.
into the communities
Mhm.
that aren't well lit and
Mhm.
well taken care of. You're going to have some animosity.
Yeah,
Of
man.
course,
You're
for
going to
sure.
have some
For
disgruntled
sure.
employees.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jamaicans stay. Me
And-
nah have to do this. Me nah have to come here, come do this. Because
Right.
they nah pay me for,
That- Correct.
So-
I gotten that actually when I first touched down
Mhm.
in September to meet with you guys, and I was at certain places and they're like, I don't have to take your order.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Right.
oh, please take my
Yeah.
order.
Right.
But I understand.
But it's the
Mhm.
day-to-day struggle.
I
Yeah.
understand.
It's a struggle. It's just unfortunate that people have to go through this and have to deal with that.
Mhm.
But I mean, sometimes you'll find, I find that in Jamaica people deal like how you deal with them.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to get, like, sometimes I'm someone who, wherever I go, I always try to get somebody to smile before
Yeah.
they serve me.
Right.
Alicia can tell
I
that.
can testify to that. He's
You know,
always
Yes.
running a
so-
joke
Yes,
or,
yes.
yeah.
My
I've
first
seen him in
thing-
his jokes.
Yeah, man, if I see somebody look tired or sad,
Yeah.
I try to, talk to them and try to
Uplift
get
their
them to
spirit.
smile or
Yes.
try run a joke, or something. Or sometimes it just don't work.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
said to Alyshia, yo, this person not having a good day
Right.
at all.
Mhm.
And
Right.
state of mind. And
So-
also
Right.
mentally, you don't know what people are going through as well.
Mhm.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
So
man. So
there's a lot to bear.
It's kind of
Exactly.
tough out in Jamaica here, and for a foreigner to come and experience it,
Mhm.
it's quite challenging. So we're trying to, figure out ways,
Right. What
how
needs
Jamaica
to
could
change?
improve, and even customer service,
Right.
in every different ways. Because
Right.
Jamaica needs some work, We need some work.
Well,
and
here's
I want to be a part of the improvement.
I was gonna
I
say
want to make
that.
sure that I can definitely be a part of that.
I was going to say that.
Mhm.
I know
Positive
for a
light.
fact that you want to be a part of it.
Mhm.
I know for a fact that you love the island of
Yeah,
Jamaica.
man.
You
Mhm.
Yeah,
love
man.
home, and you
Mhm.
want to see the best come from
Yeah,
this
man.
home.
I love home because, not to
Right?
cut you, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I love home because it's easy for me to go and live somewhere else. I was even applying for citizenship somewhere else, and I just
Right.
stopped and I said no, I'm
Mhm.
staying home.
Right. Right.
But I love my country.
Mhm.
Want to do a lot. Here in Jamaica. Even at
Mhm.
times, Alyshia said she wanted to do something. I'm like, okay, let's go and try and find somewhere here in
Right.
Jamaica and all that stuff. And
Right.
but Alyshia works outside of Jamaica, so she wants to do something outside of Jamaica, wants to do something maybe in Ghana as well.
Of course.
But we definitely always,
Right.
want to do something here, want to,
Mhm.
create jobs, create opportunities for a lot of people,
Mhm.
help develop the country in
Yes.
whatever way we can,
Yeah, I mean, because from day one when I met him, it was like, okay, I know that this is home for you. You have kids here and
Mhm.
Right.
everything. So I then made the sacrifice of I will live here.
Mhm.
It was never a question. I actually never even once
Yeah,
questioned him.
Right.
Where are we gonna live?
Of
Yeah.
course.
And I know at first there was some assumptions,
Mhm.
immediate people that we knew. Don't make him move here. Don't. But even then, it's like that was our choice to make. But I
Right.
never once asked him, where are we going to live? I
Mhm.
seen the love that he had. You have family here.
That's
The
right.
children are here. I
That's
don't want to take
right.
you away from that. So I will
Correct.
make the sacrifice. And sometimes sacrifice is either it's hurtful because you might lose
Right.
out on some things.
Mhm.
That's
But
right.
I'm like, this is a love I believe in. So, you
Mhm.
know, we just pivot it and work together. And I love living here, but for work wise, it's really
Of
difficult.
course.
I'm
Mhm.
losing out on a lot, you
Of
know,
course.
because my job is it's not something where it's really an industry that works here, you
Right.
know.
Yeah,
That's
So
right. That's right.
yeah,
Jamaica is not the easiest place to travel from to go
right.
to a
In
lot of
terms
places. You have to
of
connect to
work,
somewhere,
yeah,
Right.
connect here, connect there.
There's no
right.
You
direct.
know,
But we
yeah.
make it
So,
happen.
mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah,
And you
it's
coming here is a big, adjustment
oh
Mhm.
gosh,
to
yes.
culture and lifestyle, and because coming from Canada,
Yeah, Canada, New York, as
York,
well.
Mhm.
Fast-paced lifestyle, then
right?
to a very like slow-paced island time. But I
Absolutely.
think for me, in a way, it's hard in other aspects, but in terms of the slow-paced, I know that because we Africans have African man time as well.
Right.
That's why a lot of times I laugh. I'm like, we're really all one.
Right.
Because we'll tell you 3, but it's really like 9 p.m.
That's
you know?
right. That's
So
right.
in terms of that, it was easy. And I was talking to him the other day that I think in terms of how I grew up with just, you know, having to leave my parents at 10, living on
Mhm.
my own, then New York, then meeting him and like just constantly traveling and on my own, that for some reason it's like I just kind of learn how to adapt to places without realizing
Right.
how difficult it is. I think
That's
you made a
right.
comment last night at
Yeah.
dinner that
Mhm.
sometimes we're going through something and we don't realize how painful it is
That's
until
right.
afterwards.
That's right.
And I
Mhm.
think in the last 2 years to now, I'm realizing the growing pains.
Correct. Of
You know?
course.
Yeah.
And
Because
it,
when you get to settle down,
Mhm.
that's
Yes.
when, when we get to meditate and sort
Mhm.
of come out of whatever we
Yes.
were in.
Shirt.
Yes, that's
Your
right.
hoodie.
That's
Yeah.
right. I meditate, as you guys
Yes,
know,
yes.
so all day, every day. And so when you come out of that hustle and bustle
Yes.
and the acceptance kicks in,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you can sort of say, okay, this was a painful journey for me. How do I
Yes.
unpack it now?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what
So-
this platform is
Yes.
about.
Yeah,
Storytelling
yeah.
is about unpacking,
Mm-hmm.
and your opinions are your own. It holds no
Right.
bearing on other people
Right.
and places. You're entitled to that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what makes storytelling so great,
Right.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, man. And I mean, for her being here, and no, you join our podcast. You
Yes.
might get a few haters, but
Oh no.
I'm sure,
Sure.
the reason why you approached us, you see our personality, you see the following that we have,
That's right.
and
That's right.
people do love us,
Yes.
a lot of people love us.
Mm-hmm.
But
We saw it last night at the hotel. Everybody
exactly,
wants to take
oh
pictures.
gosh, the entire
No,
hotel.
the love
Yes.
is real.
The
You
love
know?
is
The
real,
love
but
is real.
it
Can't.
just for me, it's just sad that one or two people might make a comment, and it might seem like it's the entire world.
Mhm.
Like the entire world doesn't like you, don't
Mm-hmm,
like you.
mm-hmm.
And it's hard to ignore. We're
Mhm.
human beings, and it's hard
Of
to
Mhm.
course.
ignore those few, the few that doesn't matter.
Right.
It
Right.
actually they actually end up matter. Their
The
comment,
internet, the trolls.
That's
yeah,
right.
their comments, end up matter sometimes,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
they will come for Alyshia.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
had it very
they'll
bad the last 2 years. It was like,
and when I realize certain
yeah.
things, like they're coming
Mhm.
for the kids,
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
stuff, like nothing is out
Off
of
limits.
Yeah,
I
nothing is
remember
off
back in
limits,
the day, kids were
Kids are
off
off
limits.
limits.
Mhm.
I
Kids are
remember
off
going
limits.
on whatever social platform and you're seeing, oh, your son's ugly. Your son doesn't even look like his
Mhm.
father. Your son,
So
this,
hurtful.
that. And it's like I was going through postpartum
Of
Mhm.
and
course.
seeing that. It literally put me in a depression that I'm still working
Of
on
course.
every day to get out of that. And I think a lot of people don't understand that words hurt. So
Absolutely.
when you're going on that private page. You know how much energy it takes to
How much
sit
time?
Who
there
even has
No,
that?
man,
to
no.
go on and create a page,
Just
a
to say,
page,
Yeah,
just to
just to
say
s-
hurtful
yeah.
stuff.
to spew
You have so
negativity
much.
and
You have
bad
so much
energy.
time to change your mind.
Exactly.
Making that
100%.
entire fake page. If what you're saying is so true and so factual, why
Come out
create a
and say
fake?
it.
Why create a
Come
fake
out and
page to
say
say
Yeah.
it?
it.
So-
That means that it's fake. Whatever you're saying is fake. It's not real.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what
just-
people
you-
don't understand is that when you attack your children,
Mhm.
the place that it leaves a human being,
Yes.
they will never know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The tears that run down the pillow,
Mhm.
going to bed and second guessing
Yeah.
you being a parent, you know,
Mhm.
your son that you look at that people are like, they said my son's ugly, like out the
You can't see
nerve.
it.
Yeah.
And you look at your son every single day and you see
Yes.
the beauty in their eyes.
Mhm.
You know, you see the joy, and people don't people you know, you heard it throughout
Mhm.
COVID. Self-hate is real.
Mhm.
I'm realizing it more and more how many people hate themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not
Mhm.
happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're depressed.
Yes.
Mental health.
Yes. That's
There's
a
so
big
many
thing.
things, and they take that
Oh,
out on
gosh,
other
yes.
people.
No, but the thing is, they make themselves so much. They're trying to take it out on other people, but I'm sure they don't feel any better after.
Right.
You can never.
They
You
might say
could
something,
never.
exactly, say something, and they sit down behind it.
Of
I'm going to say this,
course.
and I'm laughing. When you say that, it does nothing,
Right.
nothing.
Maybe
Nothing.
you might think you feel better for 2 seconds,
Exactly.
but whatever
All it-
problems you're trying to escape
Absolutely.
is right there.
Attack
Yeah,
you
if
guys,
you-
not the children.
If
That-
you
yeah, that
come on
was-
The
our
children
page,
are off
when
limits.
you watch,
Yes.
you sit down there and you're so upset with yourself, and you come out and you watch our vlog and try to find something negative to say,
Yeah.
and then you say something. The only person that's affecting is you.
That's-
We're getting your view. You
that's
can't take it back.
right.
You cannot take back your view.
That's right.
We get your view, so we are the ones winning. You know what I mean?
100%.
We're the ones winning. You just
It doesn't make
it's
any
hard to say, you know?
sense.
I just think that like every time I get on this platform, because I've experienced how mental health, like it can really sometimes I look at myself like I'm really not who I was when he first met me.
You could never
And-
be though.
Right. And it's like I try to be like, I want to go back to that, but I've been so altered in a way
Yes.
where I just have to learn and grow from it. So mental health is, to me, when I talk about that, I'm like certain stuff, you just cannot take it back, you know?
You
So
can't. You
if you're
can't.
watching this podcast, it's not, oh gosh, this is another negative podcast. Mental
Health
illness,
is mental health is real.
your
honestly,
words.
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly, like it's nothing to hide. Like I
Mhm.
don't really see myself living in Jamaica the entire time.
No, of course
Because
not.
it's
No.
tough. It's
Yeah.
tough to live here, and
Yep.
even for my wife, like I see sometimes I just see her crying and stuff in the room, and like I see that she's not,
Happy.
herself, So
Yeah.
it's like a lot of times I just look at myself and say, I'm going to leave this place and
But it
make
doesn't
my
mean
wife
that
comfortable.
it's not home.
But it
or-
is
Of
home.
course.
I mean, I
course.
have to say this before
Of
it gets
course.
misunderstood that,
Right.
oh, it's, because of her, just get
No,
up
man.
and leave.
My
but,
thing is,
it's-
my thing is, people don't like to get called out. People don't like to hear the truth,
Mhm.
and I'm speaking the truth. You
Yes.
are not comfortable
Yeah.
here in Jamaica
I mean, when I was
because you get a lot of hate, a lot of
Mhm.
bashing, and all that stuff, and it's very
really
tough. There's
happened for me
nothing.
too.
There's nothing here to do more than go beach.
True,
Right.
true.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's nothing to do more than go beach and all that stuff. So
I think, and it's so, I think there's two folds.
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
one is, I hope all the companies and organizations and brands out here that are listening, listen to Fastlane Lifestyle, number one, but number
Mhm.
two, they listen to this episode
Mhm.
because if there's nothing to do in Jamaica,
Right.
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
These shot callers and ballers out here,
Mhm.
they need to create stability for the community and the
Mhm.
constituents of this island,
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
to ingrain themselves in the workforce and to become entrepreneurs, business owners, homeowners. There should be programs
Mhm.
that for the constituents of the island, which, the Asafa Enterprise is coming very soon, so they'll be able to get a
Mhm.
piece of what you're creating behind
Mhm.
closed doors, is you know, listening to that breaks my heart because Alyshia is not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. There's others out there
Mm-hmm.
where they're going to the beach every day.
Mm-hmm.
They're
They
not
need an
happy.
escape. Yes.
You know, I was reading the other day that, you know, hundreds of Jamaicans are leaving the country.
Right.
Right?
Which is sad.
They're going to foreign. They're going to other countries for a better life. And so this is a small pandemic. It's a small pandemic when you look at it, you know, and to hear that, you know, you're sad and you're not happy, it breaks my heart because for some, and you've educated me as well.
Right.
Both of you have educated me because for someone who just comes to Jamaica and it's so beautiful and it's the island and we come and we vacation, we're blind to what really happens on the island. Right?
And
I mean, it's
brain
anywhere.
drain.
It's anywhere you go in the world.
You know?
Right.
You know, somebody living in you know, maybe say Germany or even Ukraine, like you wouldn't understand what they're going through in that country because you just go in, you just see all the artifacts, all
Absolutely.
the buildings,
yes,
and
yes.
you love it, and
absolutely
you just get it, and you know you just get in and go.
Yeah.
So you don't really get to see the hard truth of the country.
Correct.
You know, but definitely I see a lot of opportunities in Jamaica, a lot of room for improvement.
Growth.
You know, it's not only tourism, and there's so much more.
Absolutely.
So much more you can do in Jamaica. Like, we don't even have a proper museum. Like, you have so many great, you know, people, great artists, great athletes, you know, great, you know, people from all long ago.
That's
we can,
right.
you know, like, you know, like even just to say, I'm going to take you on a date and go to a museum and just look around in the
artifacts
museum.
and
you know, we have room for a lot of things, and it's just that, you know, everyone is just focused on one thing, you know.
Right.
And maybe if there was let's say a lot more for people to do, because brain drain is another real thing. You're stressed out with work. You're stressed out with finances. You're barely making ends meet.
Yep.
So again, if you're feeling that, it's so easy to spew that hate on the internet, right? That happens everywhere in every country. So in a small island, it's easy for it to just seem like it's a big thing when you're experiencing it.
Right.
But maybe if Jamaica had more to do, maybe people would have an ease of like a way to relieve
people wouldn't be
stress.
so bored.
You know?
Correct.
People wouldn't be so bored.
Correct.
You know, because they're bored.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Right. Misery loves company type thing. And so, you know, you have to wake up every single day and be inspired to do more.
Yes.
You know, but I also have a saying that I've always said growing up is you have to suffer to prosper as well.
Right.
Because only through that prospering, do you remember the sufferation and you enjoy it that much more.
Right.
And so, you know, Budja says it's not an easy road.
Yes.
And so because it's not an easy road, you every day you have to wake up with pure inspiration.
Yep. I told him that my resolution and my prayer for 2023 was to God that, God, please, I'm tired of being the strong woman. I just want to be a soft woman. Like, it doesn't mean that I won't be able to intake things. I'm just tired of always having to struggle,
Of
you
course.
then being with someone that's a public figure.
Right.
Being with him and people not knowing much about me, it's so easy that if anything happens, you're the one to be blamed.
Right.
So, because the perception of everything that when I came into the picture, before I came into the picture, is like everything surrounding him was perfect.
Right.
Everything, right? So then I come into the picture and things are now not like the puzzle's not fitting as the way it seemed, you know, on social media.
Yeah.
It has to be her, whether it's from like close people or, you know, people on the outside looking in. It's her. And one point in time, I went 2 years ago, I went on every platform and everything, every name under the sun that I could be called, I was called. Because it just was an assumption that had to be because of me, you know?
But why? I don't understand that you know, if you're watching this, honestly, if you don't understand that mental health is real and that hateful words and gestures and fake accounts and all of that, it hurts.
Yes.
It hurts.
And but I don't really think them care though.
You know what?
Yeah.
But
No, you can't. Like, there's no way because when you block them and delete them,
oh,
they make
they
a next
find
one.
another one. The reason why I
They
even bring
keep
this
making
up,
a next one. So
I'm just seeing a lot of
care.
like suicide and stuff going
course,
on in
of course,
which we're not
from
gonna
last
do.
year into 2023. And
yes.
it's
What was that
rising.
example?
What'd you say?
Which we're not gonna do.
No.
It's just recognizing, but it's so and maybe educating people.
Of course,
on how hurtful things are.
Of course.
It's not categorizing anyone.
You don't know what someone's going through.
Jamaican people don't, or us Jamaican people, we don't care because, I mean, we do it from a young age. You know? All of us Jamaicans do it from a young age. You know, like if it's somebody in school and that person light skin, you call him red man or yellow man. See somebody, whatever you notice about them, that's the name you're gonna give them. If them look like certain animals, you give them an animal name. They look like this, if they resemble something, that's how it is. And we don't care. We just give people names and.
Because it's like the norm. That's what
it's the norm,
right.
you know. But like for somebody who is not from Jamaica, who don't grow up in Jamaica, they wouldn't understand that. They wouldn't.
To me, also, that's a bit different from when you're actually going out of your way to harass someone.
But I almost.
But Jamaica open up to so much things, you know. But everybody is sensitive. Everybody's so sensitive to certain things.
I also think that it's not just being here alone. So I recently watched the Meghan and Harry documentary.
Pardon me,
and
yes.
He had said that how cliche is it that, of course, society will always blame the woman for everything, right? So if you're watching this and you're in like a new relationship or a marriage, a new partnership, all of a sudden you just see the homeboys be like, you're acting different. We don't get to see you anymore because she's you get naturally a woman, any woman watching this
absolutely
can relate to this.
It's just jealousy.
I can attest to it.
You get blamed. So
absolutely.
It's like, I think it's a thing where women just get blamed for any certain type of change,
jealousy, brother.
And good change.
Yes.
Right?
Jealousy.
If it was bad change, you get blamed. If it's good change, you get blamed. So
everything. I'm like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
If somebody see you getting too much recognition, too much spotlight, they might go bad mind you for it.
Facts.
But even day-to-day relationships,
just how certain people operate. You know what I mean? So you can't avoid it. But I know it's tough. Even with me, like going through my entire track career, you know, I've been getting it left, right, and center. But I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. I never used to read no paper, no news, no nothing. The only time I would hear what people say is somebody, but Safa, you don't hear what them say about you. You know what?
Of course.
I'm gonna say, yo, what them say? Tell me now. You know, I don't read nothing. I don't watch no news. I don't nothing because I didn't want to know.
Right. That's how you keep your clarity.
I didn't care.
That's
exactly.
Right.
You know,
your
so when people always ask me, you know, how do you, you know, manage these people saying this and saying that? I don't hear them. I don't know what they say. You know, that's just how I used to, you know, go by. I don't search for news, search for, you know, bad comments and stuff like that.
Of course.
You know, if somebody say, yo, Safa, somebody say something on your page or whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. You know, that's just it, you know. But when you search for it, search for something, I go find it, man.
Yes,
search for that because that one comment sting, man. It stings.
Of course.
You know, you could have 1,000 comments.
Yep.
Everything. Say, yo, big up yourself. Respect that one person. You're like, why this one person hate me?
You almost have to think it's personal.
Yeah.
Or
why
something,
this one
right?
person hate me so much?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
But
I just say work.
I just hope that we've been able to just try and educate some people. My whole motto, if I don't have anything nice to say, I'm not going to say it because I don't know. Just because you see all that what is that saying?
All that glitters isn't
gold. You
gold.
don't know that person's mental
That's
state that
right.
you're going to go and throw stones at.
That's right.
So another thing, to change subjects, I wanted to talk to you about finances.
Sure.
Because I know I didn't learn. I mean, I didn't have really anyone to teach me about finances. I remember when I started modeling full time and money started really coming in, then my agent looked at me and said, I hope you're saving up because you have to pay taxes. You have to do this.
Yes.
Here I am sending money, paying my bills, sending money to family, taking care of them.
Yes.
And then by the time you're done, you're like, where's
the money?
I didn't know how much manner I didn't come on like our jobs.
Yes.
Our job,
it's the same.
It have a lot in common because I remember when it just started, talking and stuff. Like I would call and say, "Hey, babe, I have to go here do this," and she's like, "Oh, I have to go fly here to do this." So we're both always on the go.
Yep.
And then being around her a lot more, it's like her job is like keeping up with the lifestyle.
Yes.
Now I mean, so if you have to buy a Louis bag to keep up, it's like you have to buy it. If you have to buy
it's the industry.
the industry.
You have
so
to
it's
be
like
luxury.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The latest purse, the latest. I walk into my casting or agency and they're looking at what's that purse? What's the name of it? So it's like you have to. It's not that you have to keep up.
Right.
Because that's your model. When you walk into casting, you have to represent.
You have to look a certain way. That's right. You have to look like you're popping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember even one time you linked me and say, "Oh, you see this purse that you're going to buy."
I think it was a Chanel bag.
It was like almost $6,000.
Yeah, Chanel purses are.
Of course they are.
I say, yo. I said, not even two.
He's stopped me.
I said, nope.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yes.
It's part of it. But I want to learn, like, I've learned over the pandemic that multiple streams of income is really important.
It's important.
Whether you're upcoming athletes or you want to get into the entertainment industry or you work a 9 to 5.
Before people assume anything, she wasn't asking me to buy a purse for her. She was on her way to buy a purse.
Do you have to clarify that too?
Yeah, you have to clarify.
I listen to the podcast and I listen to you all the time.
Yeah,
but do you have to do it all the time?
Yeah, people say, "Oh, are them purse that she wants off of buy for her?" No, she was on her way.
Goodness.
She was on her way to buy a purse. She was excited to go buy a purse, and I said, "Hey, no,
right,
don't buy that."
Right,
and it was her own money. So you have to clarify some of that.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess she asking you're a businesswoman, successful businesswoman. And a lot of people watching this, they want advice as well. Yes. We can give advice, but people would look at us as young, younger generation.
I am older.
It's harder to give everybody advice. You know what I mean? So, to hear it from somebody, was been through it, a lot more.
Sure.
Him and I would sit there and sometimes he would be like, I really wish I did this back in, those times when you have big contracts and this is coming in. Maybe if I would have done that, but sometimes he was lacking certain,
of
course. The thing is, as athletes, my thing is as athletes, you manage NBA players, you manage all of the athletes. So an athlete lifestyle. You know what I mean? So, you know what to tell an athlete, what to invest in, where to put the money, because you can, you'll see them just go out and buy stuff all the time. And you're like, what if you put this money in this investment?
That's right.
You can buy more.
That's right. No, that's a great question, because the clients that I have now are in high school and university. One in university right now. That's the number one thing that we talk about is equity deals and cash flow and revenue and contractual agreements and how to read them and what you're going to do with your money, investments, etc. And so it's the number one thing that I pride myself on is the financial aspect of the business that I'm in outside of being a managing partner at Title League. Because so many people leave their, track life, their careers on the runway, sport life, broke.
Yes.
It's real life.
Oh no, I've seen it.
Right? It's real life. And so first and foremost, it depends on what do you consider successful financially,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Exactly.
Some people are content with $100,000 in their account
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and they're happy inside.
Right.
They're fulfilled. They're joyous.
Okay.
And so even though they've gone through millions, if they're left with, so being successful depends on what success means to you personally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Asafa, this is success,
Mm-hmm.
right? You've
Mhm.
accomplished so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so we always strive to have more and we want more.
Yeah.
And we want to
Never,
be,
yeah.
we're never content and we're never
Mhm.
satisfied. It's human nature, right? The animals of the earth
Right.
aren't satisfied. And so you have to have a great team, people you trust and believe in. You have to have that discernment.
Mm.
You're going to know as an athlete or an entertainer
Mhm.
or a business person, you'll know
Right.
the people that come around you.
Mhm.
Right.
You're going to know if you don't have the right team
Mm-hmm.
and mentors and people around you, things might not go the way you want it to go. But, you know, it's asking questions.
Right.
Millennials do it so well. I tell my kids all the
Yes.
time. My daughter Dakota, she does it all the time. She asks a million, why?
Yep.
Then my son sees her asking these questions.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's 24 and he asks those questions. Why,
Right.
mom? Why? What do you mean? What do you mean? And so I said to them, you know, I send them, you know, group messages. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, for the new year, continue to ask those questions.
Right.
Because those questions are going to get the doors that you want opened.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to answer all of those thoughts that you had in your mind, you know? You know, when you see somebody outside and you're like, oh, I should have asked. And you
Yes.
see them again. Why didn't you ask
Right.
me?
Right. Because
Oh, I was
that
afraid to
fear.
ask
Yes.
you.
Mhm.
Right? So finance is fickle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always mindful of the financial aspect of every
Mm-hmm.
human being in the world, right? I
Right.
come from poverty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I come from Toronto Community Housing, a housing complex in Toronto for, you know, individuals that migrated from
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica or any country. It's subsidized housing. And I do a lot of speaking engagements for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud that I came from there because when you come from humble beginnings on the journey to success, you somewhat stay humble
Yes.
because you never want to go
True.
back to what you were used
Yes.
to, what you
Mhm.
had to live
Mhm.
in
Yep.
before.
Mhm.
And so when I think about Jamaica and I think about anybody listening to this around the world,
Mm-hmm.
you just have you have to have the will to want more.
Right.
When you get the more, you have to seek financial advice,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? My kids don't ask me financial advice.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is very successful,
Mm-hmm.
but she doesn't ask me.
Mm-hmm.
And she always says, because you made so many mistakes along the way, Mom.
Mm.
And I said, without those mistakes, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's millennial. And I hate to
Right.
say that. Hate to use the word millennial, but I'm using it
Yes.
because it's that era of birth that she was birthed
Yes.
into,
Yes.
right? And so, you know, it's about, you know, don't squander your money.
Yeah.
You know, don't live beyond your means. Don't put your
Yes.
hand in the cookie jar if it doesn't fit.
Mhm.
Be content with what you have until you can have more. Because
Right.
I like more.
Yes.
I like nice
I think
things,
everybody
Mhm.
does, right?
right?
Yeah.
But never live beyond your means. And I work very
That's
hard.
right.
When I had my kids, I worked 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I worked, you know, at the hospital, and then I worked at Toys R Us, and then I worked at Roots Canada,
Mm-hmm.
a clothing store in
I
Toronto.
know.
Every Christmas,
Yes.
I worked there
Yes.
to have extra money to buy their gifts.
Right.
So the journey on the road, it doesn't come easy. Everybody wants quick money, quick life, quick. You know, you guys, can I talk? I'm going to use my patois.
Let's hear
Anything
it.
quick, never good.
Yeah.
Anything too quick, never good. So, right? If it comes too quick
Yeah,
or it
yeah.
comes easy,
Yes.
it's
Exactly.
right.
Mhm.
You value things that you have to work for.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
preach.
Right?
That's a fact.
That's
Mhm.
right. And so I also like to say as well, too, never get down on yourself for mistakes that you make financially. I've made a ton. My sisters will look at me and they're like, you're mad. You're crazy. But I believe in myself.
Right.
I trust my inability, all of my abilities
Yes.
and my
Right.
inabilities. And you know, I have to live with myself every day that I get up and look at myself. So every decision that I've made in my life is one that I'm proud of, whether it was good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my father always used to say to me, you know, he said before he passed away was, people make mistakes
Mm-hmm.
and never forget that. and you're entitled to make those mistakes,
Right.
right? We're all human. And so just save, invest your money. You can invest into
Right.
smaller things that turn into bigger things
Right.
and learn about investments. Take a financial course.
Course.
Financial literacy is key to generational wealth and the richness of life.
Right.
And you don't have to have a lot. You know, if you have $1,000 or $500, start there
Right.
and build it.
That's all it takes. Yes.
You have to learn it.
Right.
There's no quick fix in life. You know, I look at all of the well-established individuals on this island. They're not out telling the community, come to this program. Let me tell you how I did it.
Right.
They want more and more and more.
They're selfish.
They're selfish human beings, right? Greed is real.
Yes.
Greed is what our world is predicated off of greed.
That's what's separating us.
Correct. And so you as individuals, I tell my children all the time, and of course Kurt at Title League and people that I love and care for, is you have to be good, but you also have to be kind. And when you find individuals with those two attributes, great things happen.
Just blessed.
Great things happen, right? So, you know, while for the younger generation, while you're growing up and you're doing track and you're modeling and you're in the business world, save your money.
Great advice.
Save.
Invest.
Invest.
I mean, and you saying, you know, all of that, like, saying about selfishness and all that stuff. Like, I always want to help people. I always try to help people. Sometimes even the youth them on the road, washing the car glass. Like,
right, yes.
I know a lot of them watch TV. I know a lot of you guys watch TV and you watch the podcast and all that stuff. It's not every time we have money in our cash in our pocket. You know?
Right. Like if we could,
there
we
are
would.
so many times when I want to give them all a $2, $3, $4, $500, but the mindset, you know,
of course,
because you're who you are, you know, you have this or you have that,
walking with a
walk around with that.
Absolutely.
But a lot of times I don't have it, you know, but I don't have no cash on me or nothing like that. But for those guys that I see on the road, like I always think, what can they do? What can be created, for them, and the people who have the power to do all of this,
more jobs are needed.
That's a grab. They're not doing anything.
They're not doing enough. They're not doing enough because the statistics are there, the stories being told over and over and over again. And so what can be done?
Right.
Right. And you're absolutely right about people coming, and you don't always have money in your little change. You know, pardon me, you want to help.
Yes.
You want to be there to give back. And so there's got to be programs and services in place
and
to
even,
help.
And even ideas that we have coming up, like people, I will be helping people, but I can't help
Everyone. It
Correct.
takes
it
takes a village.
Yes.
It takes a village. Right?
Yeah, man. And when it comes to like investments, and whether you're an athlete or musician or whatever, like I have musician friends that I've never seen them with an entourage, with a big crowd.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And you just have to know the right people who are around you. You have to know who are around you for grabs, who are around you for who you are, who you have to elevate you, who will motivate you. Whether you have somebody around you who can help you finish a line when you write a song. Somebody can help you finish a line and say, yo, say this, do this, whatever.
Right.
Not just people that stand up outside and wait for you to come out to buy them lunch and dinner.
Correct.
And even as athletes, people will just be around you just when the camera flash. They just want to see that picture come up and say, yeah, man, me and Saw for a virgin, man. Me and this man a virgin, man.
Right.
And you have to know, just stay at home for a few weeks and say, yo, I just want to stay home and watch TV and see how many people disappear.
Right, like who's there?
Because a lot of people are there for the easy entrance to clubs. for the easy drinks.
That's right.
For everything.
Access.
You know what I mean? For
Whole.
easy access,
Yep.
So you
Absolutely.
have to know
Lifestyle.
you have to know who's there for just
This
the
is
lifestyle,
it.
you know
This
what I
is
mean?
it.
And it's hard to
Everybody
tell.
wants that.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
Same like with
very.
relationships, you being a celebrity, like you don't know who is real, who is fake.
Fake.
So
Yeah.
in everything you just have to know.
In day-to-day life as well. Like
Yes.
you'll have people in your corner that you think, oh, this is my real friend, and then they're doing something shady behind your back. So
Correct.
I would say trust your gut, because sometimes you will see signs and don't turn
Absolutely.
those red flags into green flags. In
Absolutely.
every relationship, friendship, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, you need friends
We
with
tend
ideas.
to do that a lot. Like we
Mhm.
see the red flags, but no, we turn into a green one because
Yeah, you need
That's
people with
right.
ideas,
Yeah,
Yes.
don't
And
look
people-
past those red
yeah,
flags.
man.
And I think to go back to what Asafa was saying with the entourage,
yes.
being with Mr. Hammond this past Sunday and seeing how small his entourage was. It's 4 people.
Right.
And we drove behind him
Yes.
and his son and all of the individuals that were with him. But
Mhm.
it wasn't a big,
Right.
it wasn't a bunch of individuals together.
Right.
Like, 15 deep, 25 deep. Not at all. Butcher the
Yes.
same way.
Right.
And it was great to see that because it's clear that they understand the assignment.
Right. And they've also been there, done that,
course, but-
experience.
Of course. And I'm sure I'm talking about my experience,
Right.
Right here, right now. I'm not talking about
Exactly.
before. So don't anybody come for the fast
Yes,
lane lifestyle
yes.
in the comments. And what is she talking about? No, I'm talking
No, I'm
about
just
right
saying in
now.
general, life,
Yes.
we've all go through something to teach us
Absolutely,
better. It's an
absolutely.
experience.
But it was
Boy,
great to
It's
see
so fun.
that.
It's so stressful. They have to explain yourself every single time you say
I
something.
know, because I'm doing it now.
Very.
It's contagious.
Oh gosh,
It's contagious.
man.
Society
It's
has become
contagious.
really sensitive these days.
My
so
people
contagious.
stop be so
Yes.
sensitive
I
and
need
judgmental.
a whole thing here. Words you should say and words you shouldn't say. What's okay and what's
we all know how we staying, but don't like to get called out on it.
Yeah, it's
we know.
incredible.
Yes.
We know.
So
Like even talking with you guys here now,
yeah.
I'm careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be because it's
It's like you're
storytelling.
uptight, you know?
Absolutely. I'm like,
it's our,
Yeah,
it's
you know,
our thing,
and I
it's
shouldn't
our
be.
vibe,
I should be comfortable speaking the language,
That we all speak day to day.
speak every single day. When we go for lunch, we sit down and we talk.
It's just understanding, It's just understanding. I think the more we do stuff like this, we utilize our platform, people will start watching more and more and get used to us being unfiltered,
Right.
just talking the talk, just
That's
say
right.
things, and I mean we don't say things for everybody to agree, but just listen and try to understand,
That's right.
and we like your like everybody to really reply, say something, but don't try come for me, because
And then sometimes
you know
it's
what I mean?
understanding his personality.
Yeah.
Right.
People don't understand his
That he's funny?
personality. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's like very dry and sarcastic as well. Maybe his tone might make it sound like, oh, well, if you don't know him, you will literally think, oh, maybe rub you off the wrong way.
No,
but
last night at
his
the
personality.
hotel,
He's so
the
funny.
lady come up and says, "Oh, I saw fun. I'll go up and say I love you too," and she was like, "Oh my God, I don't say you're not nice." I mean, I said, "Who said that?"
It's
Like
understanding
it just people don't
personality.
even meet you, don't even
They
know you
don't know
from
you.
nowhere out of this world.
Yeah.
Him not nice, me see him run. Me
Right.
see him run already. Him not nice. Him can't be a nice person.
Right.
But I just saw.
It's society, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And judgment is always gonna come. Just I mean, I've watched shows and I've said it too. I'm like,
We
Dakota,
all
my
do
daughter, my
that.
son, we're watching shows and I'm like, Wayne and I are watching shows and
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you think? He's like, no, it's this. I'm like, no, it's this. We
Yeah.
all
We all
do
do
it,
that.
but within fun and laughter
Yeah.
and and
But-
entertainment for
Yes,
ourselves,
right.
not to hurt
Right.
others.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
right? Intentionally hurt others. I
But
could never do that.
Also, what you're doing as well, you're creating a platform for us, like you're giving back to Jamaica
I
in a
want
sense.
to.
You're giving back to Jamaica. You created this platform, and
Yes.
you're open to more people. But maybe you can tell them what is Tidal League, and stuff.
Sure. Absolutely. Tidal League is a platform. It's a media network to storytell. We create docuseries, documentaries. We love to hear stories from individuals around the world, from great creators and influencers who want to share and educate the community. We've got great shows coming out, one on cannabis, 2 female basketball players, Cheyenne Day Wilson, Dirty 30, Latasha Lattimore, Closed Doors. And so there's so much coming out. Loud Genius. There's so many shows to list, and I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yes.
Right? Coming Out of the Closet, Patrick Cooper. There's so many to list. And so it's about everybody in the world has a story. Everyone wants to talk about what they're passionate about and what they love and what they've been through, the joys, pains, and laughter. And so we want to continue to spread those stories, whether they're good or bad, they're ugly or they're indifferent.
Exactly.
They need to be
A lot of
told.
times they're going to be ugly.
They're going to be ugly
But
because
sometimes too, it's trauma that someone's releasing. It's hurt that the individual's releasing.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. We've got one coming out called League Biz on the business of sports,
right.
Of basketball, but sports in general. So we've got great financial gurus coming on, and we've just filmed series 1 in Summer League. It's in the summertime. And anybody that knows NBA and basketball and draft, they know Summer League. And then the second series will be shot at All-Star in Utah coming up. So we'll be there. Yeah. And so it's stories rule the world.
Yeah, man.
And we want to tell more.
Yes.
And we want to know more. So if you've got a great story and you're here on the island, you can talk to Asafa, or you can call me at Tidal League and email me.
Yeah, man, definitely.
And we want unique storytellers. And to own your own IP that's the beginning of financial literacy. Social media doesn't give you ownership over your IP. YouTube doesn't. The Powells own their own IP with Fastlane Lifestyle. And so owning your own IP and telling your story on your own platform is significant to financial freedom, right? Because now you're getting ads and sponsorship and marketing. And then, of course, you guys use your YouTube channel to embark on that. But again, you don't own it on YouTube.
Right.
It's just a platform.
Yes.
And so, you can contact Asafa, contact me,
Tidal League
Alyshia
on Instagram.
That's right.
Yeah,
Leisa.
and thank you for considering us. Bringing
Pleasure.
back.
It's such
coming
an honor.
back to Jamaica.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Makes my mother so proud. She calls me every time FaceTime. What y'all do? Oh, where are you? Show me pictures.
Yeah.
And I know my late father's saying, well done.
Right.
Yeah, man. And what I like about this platform, if I go down the road and I bought my toe and enough people see when I bought my toe and drop and start spread rumors, like I can come on my own platform.
That's right.
And just talk. And
That's
explain
the truth.
Explain why I bought my toe.
That's right. What happened?
Oh, but it buck and I can even show it and say, see me toe, buck, me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, man, and a lot of people not used to me talking and stuff like that, and when I'm comfortable, I can talk.
Absolutely.
I can, say things, talk my mind and
speak
the truth.
Absolutely.
And me sitting here and speaking the truth doesn't mean I'm not humble anymore. And a lot of people don't even understand what humble means. You know what I mean? They don't.
They don't.
So it's just for them to do them research, understand what humble means. It doesn't mean that you can't talk and say something. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, we appreciate this opportunity and this platform that you've given us. I am so enjoying this.
I know, I love that you guys are enjoying it. And
Yeah, man.
with Kurt Benson, he's the
Mm-hmm.
CEO and founder. When he asked me to be a managing partner, as a Black woman,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm the only one in the media network space that's of, at this highest, not highest caliber, but in as a managing partner,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
sitting beside him and standing beside him. He saw beauty in me as a Black businesswoman,
Right.
with minimal education.
Mm-hmm.
I had my kids young, and so school was an option for me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a finalized for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so you can do it with minimal education as well. You got to believe in yourself once
Right.
again. And so shout out to Kurt Benson for giving
Yeah, man. Big up, Kurt.
me, yes,
Big up. You love like a bird.
like a bird.
It's like a bird.
Right? And so
Yeah, man.
it's one of those things where he believed and he saw the
Yes.
vision. And so we're taking Title League to the next phase of our company.
Yeah, man.
This
And
year
you
is 5
guys
years.
are reaching out to a
Wow.
lot of people, and
Yes.
definitely
Culture.
we'll have some people on this platform.
Yes.
In the future.
Yes.
And
Yes.
everybody we can get on, we will get them on.
Levels, yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely, appreciate it, and thanks
Thank
for
you,
joining
thank
us.
you.
Thanks to you guys for joining us.
Bye, everybody.
You're not going to drop your line?
Yeah, just make sure to subscribe
Yep.
to the Fast Lane Lifestyle
Yes.
and don't miss a beat.
There we go.
Don't miss a beat. Don't miss a beat. Beat.
Don't miss it.